Attention, all folketeers. Welcome to Folk and Beyond! With me, your host, Derry Jones. I'll be having a special guest in the studio every month, featuring 5+1 faves, live performances from the Swinging Cat, and last but by no means least, Busby's going to be asking,
what's going on at the Woodman Des?
Yes, snippets from our very own Woodman Virtual Folk Club. Hello and welcome to the show. That, of course, was Jiggy Jig, my very favourite fat rock track. 3 jigs, the Asphalt Reel, the Drowsy Maggie, and Jenny's Chicken. Jenny's Chicken, I think, is a takeaway from Brawley High Street 8. And my guest in the studio this month is the amazing Mr. Pete Kelly.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Derry.
Hello, mate. How are you? Well, no, you are, because I only saw you last Monday, didn't I?
You did, unfortunately, you did.
And we had a blast recording in the Swinging Cat studio. So that'll be coming up as one of your, as your favourite tracks. No, not as your favourite track, as your live tracks.
My live tracks, yeah. I enjoyed doing those, actually.
It's a good laugh, isn't it? You know, I mean, you've got to know what you're doing. Well, you've got to pretend you know what you're doing. That's
as long as you know what you're doing, I'm okay.
Well, you might have a bit of trouble there, you see. You're in trouble if you rely on me, mate. Anyway, let's get on with the show. You've got your 5+1 faves. I could say, as far as folk and beyond, the name of the show is, these tracks are more beyond than folk, aren't they?
Possibly, yeah. I think because I wasn't brought up on folk, not really. I got into it quite, not late, but in the 80s,
Yeah.
I was brought up in the 60s and the 70s, and then, I started to get into Fairport Convention in the 70s.
Favourite Fairport convention, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. It was really, really good. And then gradually I sort of changed. But some of the tracks I've picked are just tracks that I love. And I love them because they're just so good.
Well, they are. I mean, your first track is what? Wasted on the Way was...
Crosby, Stills and Nash.
That's Crosby, Stills and Nash, and not with no young bits.
I don't think it was at the time, no, because I think they'd split up then. This is off an album called Daylight Again.
Uh-huh.
And, I went balmy a few years ago and just bought all the tracks, I just love their harmonies. I love harmony singing, I love joining in with harmonies. And anything with a really good harmony, I love, you
can't get much better than Crosby, Stills and Nash for harmonies. They must have really worked on those.
Yeah, fantastic, yeah.
The California sound was all about harmonies, I suppose, really, wasn't it, one way or another?
And they're still great. I mean, there was a track on TV last week with Paul Simon and Dave Crosby and Graham Nash.
Right.
Doing a track together. I think they were doing one of Paul Simon's tracks. I can't remember what it was, but it was beautiful. It was like a bell.
Yeah, it was like an angel's voice singing, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Mind you, they weren't really angels, but there we are.
No, Dave Crosby had his day, didn't he?
Well, I think they all did at one point or another. I mean, back in the day, I mean, they say if you can remember it, you weren't there, but I can't remember it because I wasn't there.
Yeah, I can remember some of it. I can.
And you rode up. Let's get on with it. And this is Wasted on the Way by Crosby, Stills and Nash, off the album Daylight Again.
Look around me, I can see my life before me, running rings around the way it used to be. I am older now, I have more than what I wanted, but I wish that I had started long before I did. And there's so much time to make up everywhere you turn, time we have wasted on the way. So much water moving underneath the bridge. Let the water come and carry us away. Oh, when you were young, did you question all the answers? Did you envy all the dancers who had all the nerve? Look around you now, you must go for what you wanted. Look at all my friends who did and got what they deserve. So much time to make up everywhere you turn, time we have wasted on the way. So much water moving underneath the bridge. Let the water come and carry us away. So much love to make up everywhere you turn, love we have wasted on the way. So much water moving underneath the bridge. Let the water come and carry us away. Let the water come and carry us away.
Oh, a nice ending there. Wasted on the Way, Crosby, Stills, Nash, off the album Daylight Again.
It was nice, wasn't it?
That was a really nice. I love the ending on that, and that's a proper country ending, isn't it? As well,
I love the analog sound. The old, fabulous.
Well, you can't beat it. I mean, bit of a pig to work with, but apart from that, it was really the sound itself was so natural, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, when you listen to some of the old interviews, and they've got one tape recorder on one side of the room and another one on the other side, and they've got this tape running between the two to get these effects.
That's right. That's how they used to get the echo, wasn't it? The echo, I said, was it? Well, the echo, yes.
Like a 7-foot piece of tape running round and round and round. I don't know why I'm swinging my arm around in the studio, because nobody can see me.
The aircon's not working, so that's okay.
No.
You're keeping us cool.
That's okay. I've got to look after
when the tape used to snap, anybody got a bit of sellotape?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, fantastic.
You hear the record, and if there's a mystery, thump, that's the sellotape.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was your last track. And the next track is called "That's Life," a beach, as they say in Italy.
That's that. I mean, you typed it round. Typed it wrong.
Have I? Oh, sorry.
That's that. It's called.
That's that. Right. Okay.
Okay.
I don't know where the other bit's one. I mean, this is a Michael Johnson track, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Johnson is a Canadian writer. He's passed away now, very sadly. I think.
Dear.
Wasn't very old when he passed away, but I discovered Michael Johnson, his album in a charity shop, and I'd never heard of him before, so I just bought it. The album is brilliant. It's just so emotional. It's a lovely album.
Well, we're going to have a listen to that now. That's life.
Hang on, start again.
That's life.
No, it's not.
That's life. What is it then?
Let me do it.
Go on then.
That's That by Michael Johnson.
Right. What's the album called?
It's called Life's a Bitch.
Oh, there you are then. I didn't say it. He did.
There's a quarter moon that's laying upon the ridge, and he's making up his mind to rise or to set. There's a lot of water flowing under this bridge. There's a voice inside me saying, get your feet wet, 'cause that's that. I can scream, I can shout, I can cry my eyes out, but she's not coming back. That's that. I can hope, I can pray, but she's still gone away, and she's not coming back. That's that. There's a weeping willow on the outskirts of town, where I took a pocket knife and carved out our names. In the morning I am gonna cut that tree down, gonna build a fire and watch us go up in flames. And that's that. I can scream, I can shout, I can tear my hair out, but she's not coming back. That's that. I can hope, I can pray, but she's still gone away, and she's not coming back. That's that. Ooh, there's a lonesome whisper in the wind. Ooh, don't you hate to see the season end? But then, that's that. I can scream, I can shout, I can cry my eyes out, but she's not coming back. That's that. I can hope, I can pray, but she's still gone away, and she's not coming back. That's that. That's that. Oh, that's that. That's that.
Well, there you go. That's That by Michael Johnson, off the album.
Life's a Bitch. I'm going to say that, haven't I? It's it's a lovely album. It really is. Life's a Bitch and Then You Die.
Oh, well, that's
the lyrics.
That's the old saying, eh? That's the old saying. Anyway, moving swiftly on, Silver and Diamonds, the next one. You want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, Silver and Diamonds is a local Birmingham lad called Tom Martin.
Oh, right, yeah.
And, you're talking about influences, which I suppose, I should talk about really. All my influences really are local.
Yeah.
People I've seen and people I've talked to. And Tom runs the Tower of Song in Birmingham, in Cotteridge.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely little music venue.
It's a great venue.
It's a lovely venue it is. And I used to go there before the Tower of Song opened, when he used to run nights or somewhere else around Cotteridge Way. I can't remember, in a pavilion. And I'd go in and I'd sit back and I'd listen to Tom play and sing.
Yeah.
And another guy, Sam Cornwell, as well, who I love.
Yes.
And my mouth would go, oh my God, look at them, they're fantastic players. And it was at a time when I didn't really do much sort of intricate finger picking on the guitar. I was a bit of a strummer. And I'd watch these guys and go, oh my gosh, I wish I could do that. And years later, I've sort of knuckled down and practiced,
Well, you perfected it, haven't you?
Well, I'm not sure about perfected it, but I do better.
Yeah.
But, they're just such nice guys. And
So these are your local influences?
These
basically.
are a couple of my local influences. Well, Tom especially, because he runs it.
Right. Well, this is a track called Silver and Diamonds by Tom Martins, off the album Connections.
Bright lights disguise the night. Helmet think it's alright. Those patterns rearrange while the memories remain. See the sun going down in a golden haze. Feel the world spinning round, round in space. I don't hear what you say. I'm finding out that hard way. Day after day after day after day after day. I'm just finding out that hard way. Evening settles on this town, just like snowflakes on the ground. Across the valley, lights appear, floating in that frozen atmosphere. Time writing its story in every place. Time writing its story in every face. I don't hear what you say. I'm just finding out that hard way. Day after day after day after day after day. Girl, I'm finding out that hard way. You're here and you're gone, like the echo of some strange song. Here and gone. Here, here, here and gone.
American Diamonds there by Tom Martins off the album Connections. One of your local heroes then, eh?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Because, as I say, I used to go and watch him, and he was just brilliant. And such a nice guy as
Yeah.
well. Irish lad. And such a nice chap as well.
Yeah.
In fact, they all are. I don't think I've met anybody I didn't like, on the music scene at all, really.
Well, I think the local music scene in particular, you don't really get the prima donnas you do on the national scene, not normally in folk anyway. But
No,
I
because
mean,
everybody's trying so hard, to do well, But Tom's written some great songs,
Yeah.
That album Collections, there was a whole host of local players on that, and
Yeah.
they were all excellent. They're really good.
And I think the Tower song's still going, isn't it? Yeah.
So I'm not. I think so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I didn't get chance to go to it for a long time because I was playing every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And that was when not the open mic, but the sort of folky type evening was on, and I couldn't go, so I didn't go for a couple of years.
Oh, right.
And so I'm not quite sure what the situation is there now. I hope it's still going. Okay.
I think it's still going. I'm sure I've seen it advertised in places, but
I've seen a couple of things advertised for the weekends.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's running all the way through the week.
I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody can
Maybe they'll
clue us in.
Have a look at your local papers and on the internet.
Yeah, on the internet. It's
and-
on Facebook. Terror Song is on Facebook.
Oh, well, there you go.
so
then.
you can
We'll
spot that.
soon get it from there. If I knew how to work this computer, I could have a look now. But
Oh yeah,
a bit of a problem there, really.
those red knobs there.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, I'll turn them green for you. How about
Press
that?
something.
Any road up. Moving swiftly on. Your next track, I think most people will be familiar with. Do you want to
but-
give us a little synopsis on that one?
Well, it goes back to the 1970s, doesn't it, when it came out? It's a track called Run for Home by Lindisfarne. And another wonderful, wonderful band. And I thought I was being really clever choosing this. And then all of a sudden, the Alan Hull story comes on TV yesterday.
well.
So everybody's sort of caught up on where the song came from,
Right, yeah.
But Alan Hull was a great writer for Lindisfarne, and he passed away far too early. I think he was 50, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
And but all the tracks, was it Lady Eleanor was the first album, then Fog on the Tyne, and classic albums, classic songs, and the music suits their voices so well.
It just sounds so natural, doesn't it? It's like some blokes in a field think, "Go, let's have a sing-song," have a couple of bottles of beer and a sing-song, and away they go.
Yeah,
Only it sounds, of course, far more professional than any...
I know, it just comes together. It's really good.
It's got that sort of mid-Atlantic sound, hasn't it? Where you think, is it as American or is it, is it homegrown?
Well, I think with the accents, it's definitely from up north.
Yeah, but they don't sing with the accent, do they?
Nobody does, do they?
Well, it's very few people. I suppose.
Jeslow does.
Well, yeah, but he's loud and proud with his northern accents there, and
a genius.
And a lot of
Jeslow.
the northern folk artists. I nearly said a bad
love
word
it.
then.
I love accents. I love the northern accent. I love it.
I love all accents. I think they're just sort of part of the rich diversity of life, aren't they?
They are.
They're just wonderful things. Any road up.
What?
Run for Home by Lindisfarne off the album Lindisfarne. That makes it the Hippopotamus album.
Oh, the one after, yeah.
Eponymous album.
Can you spell it? I can't.
Hippopotamusly album.
Hippopotamus, the album, yeah.
This is what I said before, isn't it?
And apparently he didn't think the song was worth putting out as a single.
Oh, it's a good job he wasn't a producer then, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
No, it's Run for Home by Lindisfarne off the album Lindisfarne.
I've traveled the land with a guitar in my hand and an eye ever open for some fun. I've made some mistakes, had my share of the breaks, seen the boys on the make and on the bump.
the downs that they take just to be free. And I've seen all the girls and their pretty frocks and curls, but they don't mean a lot to me. Run for home, run as fast as I can. Oh, running man, running for I've been to the places in town where the faces hang round just to stare at each other. I ballooned with them, screamed at the moon, behaved like a buffoon, but I soon discovered. Run for home, run as fast as I can. Whoa, running man, running for home. Run for home, run as fast as I can. Whoa, running man, running for home. Run for home, run as fast as I can. Whoa, running man, running for home. I'll drive for home, the line is fast. Make mistakes out of hand. See the faces in the places misunderstand. Yes, I'll travel the world, see the pretty boys and girls, hear the noise that destroys and commands. Run for home, run as fast as I can. Whoa, running man, running for home. Run for home, run.
Black Country Extra.
And that was Run for Home by Lindisfarne from the album Lindisfarne. There we are. Imaginatively
Nice and
titled,
easy to
isn't
remember, isn't it?
Lindisfarne, Lindisfarne and Lindisfarne.
They should.
Yeah. An absolute brilliant single, of course.
Yeah, wonderful.
I mean, I saw them at the Wirral Folk Festival a couple of years back, and of course it was Alan's son that was taking the part of him there. We were talking about this earlier, weren't we?
Yeah.
The voices are amazingly
They
similar.
sound just like him.
Yeah.
It sounded just the same. In fact, the band sounded just the same.
Exactly. I mean, there was the guitarist who was obviously suffering with an oxygen problem of some description.
Yeah.
But my God, could he play the guitar?
Yeah.
He's still rocking it out there.
Yeah.
And the band itself were just superb. And the people standing there when they played Run for Home.
I know.
And they were crying.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't blame him. I mean, I saw them at the Robin 2. I think it was a few years ago now, before COVID, and it was just like, just step back in time. You may have closed your eyes, and it was the album. It was just perfect.
That's right. All your arthritis vanished.
What arthritis?
That's it. It vanished away.
You mean my knees?
Yeah, all the arthritis vanished, and suddenly a bottle of Newcastle Brown appeared in your right hand.
The lads, run. I can see the clear white light.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Clear White Light, that was another great track. Well, look, you could just go on and on.
The
fantastic Lindisfarne. Saying that, going to another fantastic singer-songwriter as well, and that's Clifford T. Ward, your next choice.
Clifford T. Ward.
Yep.
What a great writer, Clifford T. Ward. Another
indeed.
one who passed away way too early. Because he used to come to the Woodman, I think.
He
from
did
time
indeed,
to time,
yes, he
But
did.
it was at the old place.
That's right, the old Woodman.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had all the stars in there, you know.
Absolutely.
Except for Billy Connery, I think he was 10 quid overpriced, so they never allowed him in, so the poor chap.
Oh, bless.
He was on telly last night as well, but there we are.
Really poor old Billy.
I know, yeah.
But no, Clifford T. Ward, he's written something. If those of you remember, he did the first big hit that I remember is "Gay," wasn't it? You know, and
Yes, yeah.
that was a really pretty song. And he's just got such a way of writing. His lyrics are just like draw you in. And this song is just like, I mean, he was obviously away writing to somebody back home when he was away, and it's just a beautiful song.
Yeah,
you know, how do you put songs together like this? It makes you feel really humble when I write songs, but I listen to other people, Paul Simon and Clifford T. Ward. And I think, where did that come from?
Yeah, it's an amazing talent. And I think when you say this like Home Thoughts from Abroad is the track, and I forgot to mention that, but. And it is a letter. It's a letter home, I suppose, in that form. But I suppose that takes the form of poetry as well, doesn't it?
I suppose it does. I think that the way he must have written the lyrics first, on this one especially, because the way it's put together, he kind of just had a melody in his head at the same time. He must have fitted it later on, because he just sort of, it's like he's just having a conversation with somebody back home.
I think that's the best way to write, isn't it, really? When you've got the lyrics already, so you don't have to worry about...
Yeah. I think
crossing words out and
there's
things.
different ways. I mean, I've done that. I've done lyrics and music together.
Yeah.
You know, and I do find it harder to put lyrics after I've thought of the music. So I think, lyrics first, or at least some semblance of lyrics. Anyway.
Yeah, an idea of the lyrics, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next track is Home Thoughts from Abroad by Clifford T. Ward from the album...
Get Your Hanky Out.
Get Your Hanky Out? No, the album's called Home Thoughts, actually, but never mind. Let's blow your nose at this one, then.
I could be a millionaire if I had the money. I could own a mansion. No, I don't think I'd like that. But I might write a song that makes you laugh. Now that would be funny. And you could tell your friends in England you'd like that. But now I've chosen aeroplanes and boats to come between us. And a line or two on paper wouldn't go amiss. How is Worcestershire? Is it still the same between us? Do you still use television to send you fast asleep? Can you last another week? Does the cistern still leak? Or have you found a man to mend it? Oh, and by the way, how's your broken heart? Is that mended too? I miss you, I miss you. I really do. I've been reading Browning, Keats and William Wordsworth, and they all seem to be saying the same thing for me. Well, I like the words they use, and I like the way they use them, you know. Home Thoughts from Abroad is such a beautiful poem. And I know how Robert Browning must have felt, 'cause I'm feeling the same way about you. Wondering what you're doing, and if you need some help. Do I still occupy your mind? Am I being so unkind? Do you find it very lonely? Or have you found someone to laugh with? Oh, and by the way, are you laughing now? 'Cause I'm not. I miss you, I miss you. I really do.
you wouldn't like to sing that last note, would you, Ray?
Not really, no. I just wiped this tear off my eye here.
Oh, bless. What a truly beautiful track, though. Home Thoughts from Abroad by Clifford T. Ward, off the album Home Thoughts. Not Pass Me a Hanky or whatever it was
No.
you said earlier on. But there we are. I mean, a truly great artist and sadly missed.
Sadly
of course.
missed, yeah. Way too soon, you know.
Very, very, very much so. Right, now, the next one is a track called If I Could by Ivan Drever. Now, we know Ivan Drever, don't we, from
do.
way back.
We do, yeah.
I think it was Furnace End when I first saw Noel O'Deal.
Yeah. Furnace End, for those who don't remember, was a folk festival over Coles Hill Way at Furnace End.
It certainly
And that's
was.
where I first met you guys, you
It
and
is.
Debbie.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and he was with another guy. I can't remember his name, but they were No O'Deal. They were called, weren't they?
Yeah, Noel O'Deal, yeah.
Yeah, and they were a great, fabulous duo. And then I saw
Super
them a few
talented.
times at the Well Folk Club
Yeah.
in Tamworth, in Wilnicket, in Tamworth. Winkett, sorry.
Winkett.
Got to say Winkett in Tamworth.
You'll be careful with your Winkett on
And
the
I saw
radio, you
Ivan,
know.
and I remember Ivan. He was a great guitar player and singer, and he was a great bouzouki player as well. Got really big hands.
Yeah.
I remember, and you know the reach, you know, and got back in touch with him really via Facebook.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, because he played in a band called Wolfsbane as well.
Oh, right.
Scottish band, and they were excellent.
I think they're probably more famous than Noel O'Deal then, aren't they?
Oh, I would
Wolfsbane?
think so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They were all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
they certainly did a good few albums.
Yeah.
But, they were an excellent band. It's
Yeah.
like a Scottish rock band they were with.
Yeah, that's like a Celtic rock.
Yeah, they were ever so
folk
good.
rock, yeah.
Ever so good.
And of course, he has a famous son now as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, and on the folk circuit, Chris Drever,
Yeah,
who's excellent as well.
of course, yes.
You know, but it's just nice to see that his dad's still going. It gives me hope.
Like father, like son, as I was about to say. Yeah, that's true, yeah. You can pass on the folk seed, if that's not too disgusting for this time of the day.
It's probably been done a few times.
Probably has, yes, never mind. With the help of Guinness and real ale. Anyway, this is called If I Could by Ian Drever from the album Bless the Wind.
If I could look through my father's eyes, if I could see where he's been, if I could take me away from here, see all the things he has seen. If I could turn back time at all, if I could walk in his shoes, all of these legends he'd never tell, through all of these times we could choose. If I could value your friendship here, if I could plow through the rain, all of these clouds would then disappear, if I could see you again. Ask me and I would be there for you, sure as the night turns to day. If I could wander this path with you, through all of its different ways. If I could tell you a different tale, if I could look in your eyes, all of the memories that we can hold, through all of the truth and the lies. If you could drop me a line to say everything's going so fine, all of these hard times so far away, hiding behind these good times. If I could saddle my horse again, if I could ride through the storm, weather the hardship I saw in your eyes, steer you
And my friend Pete
Yes.
has got a little correction that he needs to inform me of. Yeah?
Yes, Ivan Drever, not Ian.
Did I say
You can
Ian?
wind that back and listen. I swear he said Ian. Ian Drever. It was great grandfather.
I've got to.
Ian Drever.
Well, you just imagine if it wouldn't be Ivan the Terrible, it'd be Ian the Terrible. You
Ian,
got the same
wouldn't
ring.
sound the same, does it? No.
No, it wouldn't.
You don't see many Ians these days, do you?
No, I think names go in and out of fashion, don't they? But you know, I mean, that track. Have you've got the album, Bless the Wind?
Got the album. It's very nice, lovely album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more sort of tracks that stick out on it, or
Not-
is that your favourite one of them all?
I think that's probably my favourite. Just imagining seeing the world through your father's eyes and what he saw. You know,
Yeah.
it's lovely.
I mean, there's a few songs been done in that ilk, isn't there, really? Yeah. But anyway, I think Busby's got something to say, mate.
He always has.
I know he has. Here we go. What was that, Buzz?
What's going on at the Woodman Des?
Well, Busby, we've got some tracks now from the Woodman Virtual Folk Club. This is taken from our 50th birthday celebrations. This was what we did online during the old lockdowns. And the first track is a track called Inland Sailor by the very great Brooks Williams. Now, Brooks Williams has been at the folk club many times. And he's like a country sort of Americana type singer, and he's really, really good. And that will be followed by a second track called First and Last Man. This is performed by some support singers at the Woodman. They're very, very talented, John and Carol Hoare. And it's a Ralph McTell song, and very ably reproduced by John and Carol. Here we go.
Brooks Williams has brought along a song that really moves along. It's one of his own compositions called Inland Sailor. Let's have some rousing applause for Brooks Williams.
Hello, Woodman Folk Club. This is Brooks Williams wishing you a very happy 50th birthday. Congratulations on presenting music for 50 years. The music I love, the music I play, roots music, folk music. I've had some fabulous gigs with you. I miss you terribly, and I look forward to us getting together again in the future, hopefully sooner than later. But I join with everyone else in saying congratulations, well done, and happy birthday.
I'm a sailor, miles from the sea, phantom waves beneath my feet, turning tides, changing times. I curse the fates that brought me here. I've a boat in my garden, it lay upside down. Sometimes when I stand real close, I hear the gulls cry, I smell the sea salt, I feel the waves going up and down. My face is weathered by the years, I have worked on the sea. The storms we faced nearly took my life. I don't know how we made it back alive. I've a boat in my garden, it lay upside down. Sometimes when I stand real close, I hear the gulls cry, I smell the sea salt, I feel the waves going up and down. sunshine, heaven's lights to guide my way. My old man once told me that's the sailor's star. Keep your eyes on it and you will stay on course. I've a boat in my garden, it lay upside down. Sometimes when I stand real close, I hear the gulls cry, I smell the seesaw, I feel the waves going on. I hear the gulls cry, I smell the seesaw, I feel the waves going up and down.
Not only excellent guitar work as always, but some very nice lyrics. Let's hear it again, please, for Brooks Williams. It's always good to see John and Carol Hoare appearing together at the Woodman, virtual or otherwise. Tonight they have a Ralph McTell song for us, First and Last Man. Please welcome John and Carol to the stage.
Hi everybody, happy anniversary Woodman. This is actually almost exactly to the day, the 6th anniversary of our first visit to the Woodman.
Yes, it is.
It is. We've selected a 1971 song appropriately to do now. In 1971, in September, I went to university straight from school, ill-prepared and inadequate, screwed up badly and packed it in after a term. But my unhappy time at Manchester contained one very, very, very happy musical memory. I went to my first ever concert. Of course, it was a Ralph McTell concert, and this song was in his set list that night.
There is pain in birth, but for the dead I do not grieve. La, 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 la. I have cut marks on my body. There is beauty in pain and a sadness in joy, like death and the sun stands. La, 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 I am your willing heathen. I worship everything. I will add new words to my language, but write them on the wind. La, 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 la. And I am the maker of music and the reader of the heavens. I am the worker of magic and the fearer of storm. La, 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 I am the writer in sand. I am the first and last man. And if I could read the future, I would ask you not to come. I would ask you not to come.
A great song that I've not heard before, and as always, an excellent performance. Let's have some more applause, please, for John and Carol.
Those were the days. That was the Woodman Virtual Folk Club. 2 snippets there. Inland Sailor from Brooks Williams, and First and Last Man, a Ralph McTell track, ably reproduced, more than ably reproduced, by our very own John and Carol Hoare. And I think you did a Christmas show for our virtual Woodman fiestas, didn't we?
I did join in with I sent my wee video in, as
You did.
like a lot of others did, you know. It was nice. I think my only Christmas song, well, my only adult Christmas song that I've written.
Really? Oh, is it going to be a hit? Is it going to be up there with It's Christmas?
Possibly
No,
not.
No.
My favourite, the ones are the ones I wrote for the children at the schools I worked at.
Oh, we were talking about this in the break, weren't we? Is there a video of that or something? Where can we find it?
There is a video. I think I've put it on my YouTube channel, and it's a song called "Take My Rose to Jesus." We wrote a school play, myself and a lady called Margaret Butler, when I was working in Sandwell.
Yeah,
and it was all about an imaginary journey. The children of the 3 kings, they followed their parents to Bethlehem.
Oh, right,
so it was their adventures on the way. So I wrote some songs around that.
Oh, we should have included that on this show, shouldn't we?
No, not quite Christmas yet. I haven't got my Christmas tree up yet.
It's not far off. I've got my Christmas glasses on. Will that do?
I'll give it.
That's why I mistook Ivan for Ian for Ivan. And all the way
I'll
around.
post it. I'll beg you to play it another time.
Ah, well, there we are then. But and I have to say, the virtual, or the Woodman Virtual Folk Club, ably emceed by my good friend Bryn Phillips, who does. I'm just choking a bit there. I need a drink, don't you, mate? And have water, of course.
Have water.
Yes, by Bryn Phillips, our MC at the club, or one of them now. So have a tune into that. Look for Pete on YouTube, and we'll be back after this. Hello, and welcome back to the second hour of the show Folk and Beyond with me, Derry Jones, and my guest today, Mr. Pete Kelly.
I'm still here.
He's still here. He's been here all day, really. That's what it is. I think he might have slept in the green room overnight, drinking all that coffee.
You should have seen us trying to work out how to use the coffee machine. It was a laugh.
We've actually been gone for 3 hours trying to figure that out. But never mind. We got there in the end, I think, yeah. We're into our second segment, which is, of course, live from the Swinging Cat without the reverb. So we're going to talk a little bit about Pete's own music now. This is his own compositions and drawn from the influences of the first hour, of course. Pete, I have to say you are an exceptionally good guitarist and a very good songwriter.
Oh dear!
I have to say that because you sat.
You have to say that, and I'll beat him up. Thank you very much, Derry. I really appreciate that.
So we're going to start with your first track is called "Build Me a Boat." Now, do you want to fill us a little bit about that and give us some information?
Well, I wrote it just after or during, I can't remember now, the 2012 Olympic Games in London. And I was watching the sail. You know how well we did in the sailing? Well, we seem to do quite well every time now, but then we did really well in the sailing. And I got this image in my head of a young lad watching this on TV and being determined. You know, we all have dreams. You know, I had my dreams when I was young. You know, having a dream of sort of being on TV on the boat. And sailing in an Olympic Games. So he says to his dad, build me a boat and I'll bring you gold. So that's what the song's about.
Now there's a commitment.
It is.
Yeah. So it's a very technical song. What's for all the guitarists out there? What tunings do you use on that one?
It's an ordinary standard tuning, Derry.
Is it?
I just try and make it sound as fancy as I can.
Were you playing it backwards or something?
Oh, something like that, yeah. I play with my eyes closed, yeah. But yeah, when I wrote it, I got the idea in my head, and I was out somewhere, I don't know, but I had to ring myself up at home and leave the idea for the song on the phone.
On the answer phone?
On the answer phone. Otherwise, I would...
There's an idea.
I'd have forgotten. So I went home and wrote it. And
right.
Quite quickly, you know, I love the song because it reminds me of me. Because I'd watch because I did a lot of athletics when I was young, and I would watch.
I think Pete's been a little bit modest there. I mean, you did actually run for the country, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Hello, anybody that remembers me.
Yeah. When was your debut for the England team?
I think I ran in my first junior international in 1971, and full internationals for England on and off all the way to 1982. Yeah, and I had a great time. I was injured a lot. That was my problem after I got. I think I hit about 23, 24 years old, and I was injured a lot. So I was hanging on for grim death. Right. I'd get the internationals and the meetings, you know, but yeah. I spent half the winter injured, and it was the days before we had really good physio. You know, if I needed an operation, I could get it. But you didn't get the follow-up, the backup, the recovery afterwards, you know. So right. I never really did it right. Not like now. It's now you're so well looked after. It's fantastic. Yeah. But I had a great time, a wonderful time.
So there's a link with the Olympics, and you did your own Olympic dream, I suppose, you know, with this song, yeah. Yeah. Oh, there we are. See, we got the link there in the end.
Sort of.
We did get the link there in the end. A link which will crop up again later, I'm sure. This track is called... Yeah. This track is called "Build Me a Boat" by Pete Kelly, and it's off the album...
Build Me a Boat. It's off Room of Dreams.
Room of Dreams,
I have to
indeed.
think about that. There are so many of them.
You've released so many albums now. Room of Dreams. Here we go. Welcome to the Swinging Cat Studio, and my guest this month is Mr. Pete Kelly. Hello, Pete.
Hello, Derry. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. Oh, no, it's all going swimmingly. I'm fine, thank you, Pete. What's your track called?
Right, this track's called "Build Me a Boat," Derry.
Right, and what album's that off, mate?
It's off an album I did called "Room of Dreams." I did a few years ago now, 5 or 6 years ago.
All right, so how many albums have you done, Pete?
Well, 2 on my own, 1 with the band, the Wild Irish, but as I said, 2 of my own.
I know you're quite prolific and you've done some lovely stuff. This is just a fine example of one of those tracks. So give us the title again and we'll go away with it.
Yeah, it's called Rumoured... No, it's not.
it's called something, yeah? Go on, tell us again.
It's called Build Me a Boat, and it's about a boy who watches the Olympic Games in 2012 and is watching all the sailing on the TV because they did so well, won so many gold medals, Robin Knox Johnson and the canoeists as well. And he says to his dad, "Build me a boat, Dad, and I'll bring you gold." That was his dream. I'm going to be there.
Well, there we go. Build Me a Boat by Pete Kelly.
Just a boy without a care. Then I saw the sea and the men who sailed, the tears of joy and the ones who failed. Build me a boat, teach me to sail, to read the wind, I will not fail. Then to the sea, through rain and cold, build me a boat, I'll bring you gold. And deep inside, well, something stirred, the deeds I saw and the words I heard. Inspire the young, march through that door. Be bold and strong and the crowd will roar. Build me a boat, teach me to sail, to read the wind and I will not fail. Then to the sea, through rain and cold, build me a boat, I'll bring you gold. Still a child, I found the way. I'll be on that sea, yes, I'll be there someday. When I'm in that boat on the TV screen, I'll remember now my Olympic dream. Build me a boat, teach me to sail, to read the wind, and I will not fail. Then to the sea, through rain and cold, build me a boat, I'll bring you gold. Build me a boat, I'll bring you gold. Build me a boat, I'll bring you gold.
Thank you very much. Joining me today.
Thank you very much.
A crowd of one.
Lose a bit of weight.
That was Build Me a Boat by the marvellous Mr. Pete Kelly. Thank you, Pete.
Cheers, Derry. Thanks, mate.
And now, back to the studio. And hello, back to the studio. Yeah, you're looking perplexed there, Pete. What's happening?
I thought you'd introduced the song wrong. I don't think you did.
Ah, well, there we are then. I did actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I said Room of Dreams.
Oh, that's the album, isn't it?
It's the album, yeah, not the song.
And the song is Build Me a Boat. I thought,
that's
I'm
right.
not going silly then. Senile.
No.
I am going senile.
No, we're all going a bit like that. In fact, the next song's Room of Dreams, but there we are.
Yes.
We could have used that as a very slick link then, couldn't we?
Well, we have.
Had we been slick, we could have linked to that.
We have used it as a slit link.
But I think a lot of my links are missing, which explains the long arms and the hairy face, I suppose. But there we are.
Does, yeah.
Anyway, that was Build Me a Boat by Mr. Pete Kelly off the album Room of Dreams. Now we cleared all that up. I'm going to have a mint in a minute. Right, the next track is actually called... Thank you. The next track's actually called Room of Dreams. I'm guessing it's off the Room of Dreams album.
It is off the Room of
and I'm
Dreams
guessing it's
album.
by you. Do you want to fill us in while I have a blue and white, mate?
I will. Blue and white is a mint, just in case you're all wondering. Room of Dreams came after a long period of my life working with some fantastic children at a special school in Northfield called Victoria. And they have a sensory room there where some of the children who are more challenged go. And it's a lovely room, dark room, bubble tubes and lights and all sorts, things like that. And there's a little girl called Katie. She was sat there in a wheelchair. And with the biggest smile on her face, just looking at these lights on the ceiling.
Oh, bless her.
And it was lovely. And I always wanted to write a song about her and about the room, It took me ages. And how things come, it's ridiculous. But the one day I was going out for a cycle ride and I got all my kit on, got my lycra on, as you do, and my helmet. And all of a sudden, the idea came into my head for the song Room of Dreams. Goodness knows why. So I just sat down on the edge of the bed and wrote it there and then, and it came really quickly. And I love the song. I mean, it captures the feel, captures the feel of the room, and what it's trying to do for these fabulous children.
Well, I would say it's a very noble song to write as well. But the thought of you sitting on the end of your bed dressed in lycra.
So no, steady, Derry. Get excited.
It just spoils the moment a little bit.
Oh, I've got worse than that.
I bet you have, yes, but you can keep those for later. We are after the watershed.
You're just going to go with the moment, Derry.
I think we are. Yeah. Anyway, but back to the serious point of the song. I think it's an extremely well written song.
Thank you.
And it just encapsulates, as far as we can tell, what's going on,
apart from the one lady, I think I played it at the Tower of Song once, and she must have missed the introduction, what I told, and she thought the song was about a bad acid trip.
Oh dear!
Because all the lights and the rooms, the Room of Dreams. She said, I've been there myself. She said, I've been there myself.
Oh, bless her.
I know.
Well, there we are then. You can put on this what take you like. If you were around in the 60s, it may mean something totally different to you. But it was a sincere song written very well by Mr. Pete Kelly. And it is Room of Dreams off the album Room of Dreams. Hello and welcome back to the Swinging Cat Studio with my guest, Mr. Pete Kelly.
Hello again, Derry.
Hello again, mate. We'll see if we can be a little bit
still
more
here
professional.
Then. Still here again.
We've not been drinking, honest. And
tried to throw him out twice.
It's just to prove that it is actually live. Well, recorded live, shall we say. So here we go. This is the second track. And it's called Room of Dreams. And what album's this one off then, Pete?
It's off the same one. It's off Room of Dreams, would you believe?
Off Room of Dreams.
Does make sense.
This is
the title track, I suppose.
The title track of the title album.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Is it eponymous or something?
What? What does that mean?
It's a group of African animals, I think, or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard of elephants.
Anyway,
elephants. What planet are you on?
Unfortunately, I'm the same one as you, mate.
Oh dear. Eponymous. I've never heard of that word before. Anyway, I'll look it up.
Put that juror down, and we'll carry on with this one. This is called Room of Dreams by Mr. Pete Kelly.
never really what they seem. Sometimes I'm thinking about kings and queens when I'm sitting in my room of dreams. Day to night, colours drifting in the cracks of light, light up the yellows and fluoresce the greens when I'm sitting in my room of dreams. Well, I don't know what's going on in the world below. My mind's just drifting through a sky of snow. The music lifts me up with ease, and I can feel my head is spinning like a Catherine wheel. And though I know this room just can't be real, I'm happy drifting on the breeze. Room of dreams, touching textures inside rainbow beams, fills my head and makes me want to scream when I'm sitting in my room of dreams. Magic balloons, bubbles floating like a sea of moons, as if they're drifting in a gentle stream when I'm sitting in my room of dreams. But I want to stay, I never ever want to go away. I never want the night to turn to day, this room where senses all collide. Because every day I see a world in which I just can't play, full of words that often I can't say, but in this room I sing inside. Oh, room of dreams, things are never really what they seem. Sometimes I'm thinking about kings and queens when I'm sitting in my room of dreams. In my room of dreams, where I can hear the songs. In my room of dreams, where I can sing along. In my room of dreams, in my room of dreams.
Join in at home if you can.
Thank you very much.
There we are.
Bless you.
There's the clapping done. That was a great track. That was an absolutely fantastic track. Absolutely
Thank you, mate.
brilliant. That was one of my favourite tracks.
Oh, there's a great story with that one.
Yeah, we shall talk about that back in the studio.
You're listening to Black Country Extra.
And we just have talked about that back in the studio. So there we are. That was Room of Dreams by Pete Kelly off the album Room of Dreams. Just clearing that up. Right. And the next one, mate. Yeah, a very personal song to you, this one, I
Certainly
believe.
is.
Yeah, and anybody who does one of those genealogically sort of search your history sites, of which there are many.
Well done.
Yeah, will probably this will interest you. This one's called George Kelly.
George Kelly.
Any relation, mate?
Yeah, he would have been an uncle that I never met.
Wow.
So we lived in Wednesbury, and at the top of Myford Road, right at the top of the street on the left, can't remember the number now, my dad lived with his family. There was Dad, Fred, and his brother Jack, who was in the RAF in the war, and George, the youngest. Dad was working in a factory at the time, so he didn't go. He was in whatever the home guard was, the fire watch or something. Yeah. But George was a young 19-year-old Jack the Lad, from what I've been told. And eventually he got drafted into the army, and he was sent to Arakan in Burma.
Oh, dear.
And on the first trip this was, and he became an armourer sergeant. And I think that's something to do with handing out munitions, but he didn't go out on patrol or anything like that. But he always wanted to, because all his friends were out on patrol, and he wanted to join them. And he was always asking the captain, the sergeant, whatever, if he could go out on patrol and join his mates, and they always said no. Hence the no, no, no in the song.
Right.
And one day, for whatever reason, they came up to him and they told him to get his rifle and his kit. And he went out on his first ever patrol.
Oh, wow.
Which ended up as his first and his last patrol. So it's a sad song. I wanted to write a song for him because I found a letter amongst all my dad's photographs after he passed away. And this letter was there, and it was addressed to his brother Jack from the War Office, and it told the story of exactly what happened. So what I've put in the song is pretty much exactly what happened to George.
Wow.
And I wish I'd met him. He sounds a right lad. But I think, and I found out since that I had a cousin. He must have had a child.
Oh, right.
And I didn't know this until fairly recently. I knew about this other person. I'd met him 40 years ago. I didn't know he was a cousin.
Oh, right.
And apparently his wife was still alive until recently, and I've never met her. So it's really strange. Somebody else told me that he was my cousin. Somebody.
Isn't it strange how that happens? Families get sort of estranged to each other.
Yeah, so he must have been quick because he was only 19, so he must have got married. If he got married, whether he got married, I don't know.
Well, it might not have been time.
Yeah.
I mean, strange times back then.
Yeah. But
I think we've got strange times now, but it was nothing to compare to what our forebears went through.
We can't imagine what it was like.
No.
Not for a second. Not all these programs. It doesn't matter. You can't live it, can you? You don't want to live it.
And particularly, I've seen some programs on Burma. Not a nice place. At the time.
There was a program about. Yeah, you probably whether you saw it, and part of it was about Arakan, and I was looking at the soldiers thinking, I wonder if he's one of those.
You never know, do you?
Yeah, because I'd love to go and find his grave in Burma, but I was put off by when I got in touch with somebody, and they said no, it's not safe. I wouldn't go at the moment, So, but it'd be nice to go and sort of find his grave.
Well, maybe that's a quest for the future. Yeah, but right now we're going to play the track George Kelly. This is a track that Pete Kelly. A relation, much later relation, recorded in the Swinging Cat studio. So he's playing it live, but recorded, if you know what I mean. And it's again off the Room of Dreams album. So here we go. Hello and welcome back to the Swinging Cat studio with my guest, Mr. Pete Kelly.
Hello.
He's still here.
I am.
I am. After all
glued to the seat.
Glued to the seat, yes.
Only 3 toilet breaks.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. We've only been here 26 hours.
26 minutes.
What's your next one called, mate?
This is called George Kelly.
Yeah.
Derry.
Off the same album or a different album?
It's off the same one, yeah.
Right. Okay, then without further ado, we'll get straight on with it then, mate.
Right, here we go. Just a Jack the lad from Wensbury Town, a boy at just 19. Played soldiers with my brothers, but now that play was real, we'd march with sticks for guns and we'd fight, we'd fall down and we'd cry. Now they've changed our sticks to rifles, mine makes people die. Can I go on patrol? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. From Wensbury Town to Arakan, well, I set off for me war. Somewhere in darkest Burma we drifted to a shore, to a place that I'd never heard of, to a place unknown to me. I'd never seen an ocean or even sailed upon a sea. Can I go on patrol? Can I go on patrol? For I'm ready to stand in the line with my friends. I know that I am young, but I'm strong as two men. Let me go on patrol, or I'll just ask you again. Can I go on patrol? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Well, I became an armourer sergeant. This boy from the black country, made job to tend munitions, but a desk job wasn't me. For I'd learned to shoot me rifle and to dig a good foxhole. 20 times I'd ask the captain if he'd take me on patrol. Can I go on patrol? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Well, one day the captain's answer, well, it took me by surprise. Get your kit and get your rifle, boy, we'll be out until sunrise. And off I went, me first patrol, so proud to stand in line, but not knowing that before the dawn that most of us would die. Can I go on patrol? Can I go on patrol? 'Cause I'm ready to stand in the line with me friends. I know that I am young, but I'm strong as two men. Let me go on patrol, or I'll just ask you again. Can I go on patrol? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So we set off through the jungle. Just as darkness fell, we were marching through a paddy field when we marched into hell. Machine guns fired from nowhere, we replied as best we could, but we were caught in open ground and we died just where we stood. Can I go on patrol? No, 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 no. No, no, no. So there it was, me first patrol, became me first and last. I died standing up, they said, it happened oh so fast. And somewhere still in Burma, George Kelly still remains. But if I could have me time again, I just wonder if I'd still say, can I go on patrol? Can I go on patrol? 'Cause I'm ready to stand in the line with my friends. Well, I know that I am young, but I'm strong as two men. Let me go on patrol, or I'll just ask you again. Can I go on patrol? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, no.
Merci, thank you very much.
That's a nice one, Pete. Very poignant song there.
Ah, bless, I wish I'd met him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that back at the studio. And here we are, back at the studio. So that was George Kelly by Pete Kelly off the Room of Dreams album. We keep talking about the Room of Dreams album. Where can we get this Room of Dreams album from?
You can get it on Amazon.
Amazon?
Actually. Yeah, just type in Room of Dreams Pete Kelly on Amazon and it is there for you to download, or you can give me a shout and I'll send you one.
There we are then. So you know how to get hold of that album, and a very good album it is too. I mean, I think most of the tracks we're playing today are off that album, aren't they?
Yeah, I think most of them are, yeah.
Or I should say most of the tracks you were playing back then.
Thank you very much.
Yep. The next one, Reservation Road. Now, we've all had a little go in this one, I think. Is this the one with the coconuts?
No.
Ah, I'm getting this one wrong then, eh?
No, that's Cowboy for a Day.
That's Cowboy for a Day, yes. Yeah. I wanted to play the coconuts on there. Never mind. Reservation Road.
Reservation Road.
Yeah. Give us a spiel on that one.
Right. Reservation Road came about from looking at a photograph in a magazine. And it was a road going through Monument Valley in Arizona.
Oh, wow.
It was great. Monument Valley is the place where they filmed all the early John Wayne films, when John Huston, all those mesas, flat-top mesas and what have you.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I want to drive up that road. And that's where it all came from. And I did. I've been up there a few times now, which is wonderful. And so I just, before I went, I wrote the song before I went, and it was just what I thought it would be like when I got there. I didn't sort of know anything about the place.
Yeah.
And as I say, I've been there a few times since, and it's fantastic. It's all about what would it be like when I went to drive up Reservation Road.
I should imagine it was quite an atmospheric place, to say the
it's
least.
Great. Well, it's right in the middle of the Navajo Indian Reservation.
Yeah.
And, the last time I went for 2 months last time. And we went, the second time we went riding with the Navajo Indians. They took us at I think it was the Diné Riding School in the middle of Monument Valley.
Oh, right.
And they took us to all the places where John Wayne had filmed. That was in that film. That was in that film. So they took us to all those places.
It's quite weird to think the Navajo Indians are, or I should say, the Navajo American native people now, I suppose. Yeah. Are quite proud of John Wayne.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
They're quoting John Wayne all the time, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, it's great publicity, isn't it?
I suppose it is,
there's so many films that were filmed there. When I came back, I bought all the films that I found had been actually filmed in Monument Valley and just watched them all.
I've been there,
done that. I've done that. I've ridden there. It's fantastic, And then when they took us, our guide, my friend Steve and myself, they took us riding. They didn't know we'd never ridden, really. We'd had a couple of lessons in Tamworth. That was it.
Oh,
but they took us riding, and nice and slowly up and down the hills and what have you. Oh, this is dead easy. And Steve, much... idiot, said to the guide, "How fast can these horses go?"
Oh no.
So he kicked his horse at the front, and of course ours just followed, and I was hanging onto this pommel that they used to put the lassos on,
What, you hadn't even got any reins?
Well, I've got reins, but I wasn't going to hang on to that. I wanted something a little bit more solid. So I was hanging onto the reins with one hand and onto the pommel for all that was worth. And we were just flying through the desert on these horses, And we came to a stop, and I looked at Steve, and Steve looked at me, and we were just laughing our heads off. I thought if we'd have died then, we wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
It was just the best thing we've ever done.
Oh, wow. Well, let's hope this one's a little bit more sedate than going... They get up to about 40-odd mile an hour, don't they?
It felt like a lot faster than that, I tell
I'm sure it did. My mum always told me, never get on the back of anything that's got a smaller brain than you. So on that bombshell, we're going to go on to Reservation Road by Pete Kelly off the album Reservation Road. Available on Amazon, of course. Here we are. Hello and welcome back to the Swinging Cat Studio. And we're going to move on swiftly with the next track, which is called Reservation Road. And what album's this one off then, Pete?
This is off the early one I did, and it was called Reservation Road. I'll tell you the story about that when we're back in the studio.
Right you are then. I'll get the car warmed up then.
Get the cobs on.
So, whatever you say, sir.
Can we say that on the radio?
It's not the Woodman, Yeah, maybe cough now.
Sorry, mate.
Anyway, settle down, kids. It's what's with mother time.
I got to sing now.
No, you got to sing now, mate. It's your song. This is Reservation Road by Mr. Pete Kelly.
Money in my pocket, time is on my side. Maybe take a plane to Arizona. I've looked at all the pictures, no place there to hide. Reservation Road goes miles and miles. I got no love for cowboys, they don't turn me on. So why I want to go there, just don't know. Maybe open spaces just as far as I can see, or driving down that long and empty road. Oh, Arizona, I'm flying with my dreams to take me there. Oh, Arizona, on Reservation Road to God knows where. Well, I'm flying through the desert, nothing left or right. I shouldn't touch 100, but I just might. Taking in those memories, pictures of this scene. No one else can share them, only me. Oh, Arizona, I'm flying with my dreams to take me there. Oh, Arizona, on Reservation Road to God knows where. Maybe I'll take my guitar, and maybe I'll find a bar, and I'll try to write a song about how I feel. Hope it feels the same way as I see it in my dreams. Reservation Road, you'll soon be here. Oh, Arizona, I'm flying with my dreams to take me there. Oh, Arizona, on Reservation Road to God knows where. On Reservation Road to God knows where. On Reservation Road to God knows where.
I'm moving around the studio.
Thank you, Derry.
I pretend to be a crowd.
You don't have to pretend, Derry.
Thank you very much. I'm not sure whether that was an insult or a compliment. That was a great, lovely chord at the end, if I might say.
Did you? I just made it up.
Oh, you just made it up and you went along. That's it. Never mind. Let's make up some more. Let's back to the studio. And here we are back at the studio. That was Reservation Road, Pete Kelly, off the album Reservation Road, available on Amazon. And you can also, are you on Facebook and things
I'm
like
on
that?
Facebook, yeah.
He's on Facebook.
I tried to do a website, but I'm not very good. And I set it all up, and now I can't get back into it.
Like you've been banned off your own
I've
website.
been banned off my own website. Yeah.
Only Pete could do that.
I'll try again.
Anyway, we're coming back to a link that we made earlier with the Olympics here, aren't we, really? In a sort of weird way.
Sort of a weird way, yeah.
This next one, Racing with the Moon, do you want to give us a bit of background on that?
Yeah, when I was a young lad, I always liked to sort of run around and what have you. My sister was a bit of an athlete as well, and my dad was a good athlete as well, a good footballer. He played football for Walsall in the 40s.
Oh, wow.
And so Mum used to sort of send me down the road to the shops to go and get some bits and bobs from the co-op, and I'd always run.
Mm.
And if the weather conditions were right and there was a full moon in the sky and it was quite bright and there were clouds, when I was running, it looked like the moon was following me.
Yeah.
And so I'd get home and Mum would say, "Where you been, Pete?" I said, "I've been racing with the moon, Mum."
Ah.
So and that's where the song has come from. My very early training sessions, I suppose, were up and down around Prince George Road and down Park Lane, all around. I just run around the block, And and then how are we going to introduce the middle bit? Because how people go jogging and you get some idiots at the side going, "Oh, get your knees up, get your knees up."
Yes.
And that's what happened to me down the shops. So I retorted with an expletive. Not too bad an expletive, I must say. But like you say, it's an anagram of race, isn't it?
You're using that. The word you shouted back was an anagram of race. Now,
yes.
We'll let our listeners try and work that one out.
Well, next time I come to Woodman, the ladies can shout farce. It doesn't make any sense in the song, but they could shout farce, couldn't they?
That's right, yes. Preceded by the words, "up your." That's it, yes. Anyway, I think we better have a listen to the song. All will become clear. This is Racing with the Moon by Pete Kelly off the famous Room of Dreams album. Welcome back to the Swinging Cat studio, and he's still here, I'm afraid.
Like a bad penny. Thruppence, bad thruppence.
The bad thruppence has turned back up again. No, it's like the one in the Christmas pudding that breaks your teeth. Oh, that's very festive of me, wasn't it?
Oh, God, it's Christmas coming up, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Oh,
anyway,
dear.
enough of such frivolity. This is a track called Racing with the Moon. And what album's this one off, mate?
Good question, that. Oh, Room of Dreams.
Another Room of Dreams one. I mean, what a cracking album that is.
Oh, it's a great album.
You must go out and buy Room of Dreams by Pete Kelly.
Absolutely. Yeah? They're all on there.
Now, this one is the track off that called Racing with the Moon. Take it away, Pete.
To run, I never could stand still. To feel the wind against my face would give me such a thrill. I'd run to school and then back home, around the block all on me own. Whenever asked, my legs would roam, 'cause I was born to run. I'd run an errand to the shops as fast as I could go. I never liked me wellies on, 'cause they made me run so slow. I'd run through wind and rain and snow, and even in the dark I'd go. And I'd race the moon in Dingley Road, and sometimes I would win. I went racing with the moon, I went racing with the moon. To feel the wind against me face, I'm running my celestial race. I wonder if I can keep pace when I'm racing with the moon. one day down by the chip shop, some bullies I ran past. They shouted some obscenities, so I shouted, up your ass! 'Twas a bad mistake, I quickly thought, me neck to break, they surely saw it. What did I do to not get caught? I went racing with the moon. I went racing with the moon. I went racing with the moon. To feel the wind against me face, I'm running my celestial race. I wonder if I can keep pace when I'm racing with the moon. Kings Hill and Old Park Road, my little legs did fly, but not one of them got near to me, no matter how they tried. And one by one they'd disappear, they couldn't find that extra gear. And I turned around and I gave a cheer to racing with the moon. I went racing with the moon, I went racing with the moon. To feel the wind against me face, I'm running my celestial race. I wonder if I can keep pace when I'm racing with the moon. The years went by and I ran so hard, my legs they just grew wings. And I ran for Queen and Country, from London to Peking. They were my best days, that's no lie, the days when I could really fly. And those memories, they'll never die, for racing with the moon. But racing with the moon, I went racing with the moon. To feel the wind against me face, I'm running my celestial race. I wonder if I can keep pace when I'm racing with the moon. 'Cause I went racing with the moon, I went racing with the moon. To feel the wind against me face, I'm running my celestial race. I wonder if I can keep pace when I'm racing with the moon.
Again, mate. Clap it again.
Yeah, your hands will wear out.
Well, they will. Yes, yes. I was a lovely surprise about halfway through that. Yeah, and used the anagram of the word race. I thought that was very clever. That was
Iraq. I thought.
There we go. Quickly back to the studio, and quickly back to the studio we are. So we want to clear a little bit of a mistake I made earlier on. Reservation Road is actually off the album Reservation Road, which isn't available on Amazon.
That's not on Amazon, no. I know. I've nearly run out of those, so I'll have to get some more done.
Well,
so no.
So it's a Facebook job then.
Yeah, Rumour Dreams is on
Amazon.
On Amazon, yeah.
Right, The Raid, which is our next and final track. Mm-hmm. Give us a bit of background on this one, because this is quite poignant to local people, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes back to 1916. I think every year they put something in the Black Country Bugle about it, about a Zeppelin air raid over the Black Country. And the story is...
Apologies to the viewers then, that was me mum calling me in for me tea. Carry on,
got a long voice. So apparently there was a Zeppelin. They were coming over England to bomb Liverpool and Birkenhead, to prove that they could basically go and bomb anywhere. They could go right across England unopposed. Anyway, for whatever reason, they got lost. They lost where they were. I think it's possibly either because central England was blackout at the time, and they got lost there, or somebody else said it could have been because they hadn't got the oxygen, and they might have lost their way there because of lack of oxygen. I don't know. But instead of Liverpool and Birkenhead, they ended up over Wednesbury and Tipton, and eventually Walsall as well.
Yeah.
and they dropped their bombs there. I always remember when I was little, going up towards the High Bull in Wednesbury, there was the Crown Steelworks. There was just a wall left. There was nothing else. I always wonder what it was, why there was just a wall there, and the Crown Steelworks was bombed.
Oh, right.
One of the places that was bombed in Wednesbury, and so and apparently 13 people were killed in Wednesbury, and 14 in Tipton. And it's only recently there's a memorial been put in the Brunswick Park Cemetery, with all the names of the people who lost their lives. And as another part of the story really is at the same time there used to be a theatre in Earp Street in Wednesbury, and at the time there was a play called The Faithful Wedding. On at the theatre, and two sisters, Florence and Ellen Hill, went with their dad to go and watch the play. And halfway through, the air raid started, so they all had to pile out and up to Church Hill, which is a high point in Wednesbury, and they watched. It must have been a really eerie sight, seeing this great big Zeppelin over the top of Wednesbury dropping its bombs.
Yeah, described in the song as a dragon. Yeah.
Yes, well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a local historian called Tom Morgan, and I spotted the article that he wrote because he was related to the two ladies who went to the theatre. But yes, I met him once, and lovely fella.
Well, let's have a listen, mate. This is The Raid by Pete Kelly, again off the Room of Dreams album, available on Amazon and Facebook. Hello and welcome back to the Swinging Cat studio.
I'm still here.
He's still here, I'm afraid, yes. But never mind. There's not much longer to go.
Don't worry, I've got to suffer him for much longer.
No, there's time for a coffee in a minute. Or something maybe a bit stronger, you never know.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, this is the next track, and it's called The Raid. And what album is this one off then, Pete?
Right, this one's off... no, it's not.
It's not off that one?
No, it's not off that one. It's off... what's it called? Room of Dreams again?
It's off Room of Dreams. You better go out and buy
this album. There's a load of good tracks on this one.
He's going to do a Room of Dreams tour, I'm sure.
Though I say so myself. But nobody else will.
Anyway, here we go. Room of Dreams. No!
It's not, is it? It's not. It's the... Not well, always. Oh, not dear, well. You want someone to go and rub your chest. Don't look at me.
Thanks, but no thanks. Quickly, on with the track. The Raid by Pete Kelly.
They flew in silence. The birds all kept their distance as the airship drifted on. They didn't know that day they had lost their way, and the navigator's heading was all wrong. In the music hall in Wednesbury, all was silent. The intermission ended and the lights were all dimmed down. And having ate and drunk there fell, Florence and Ellen Hill sat down to watch the second half of the newest play in town. This ain't Liverpool, this is Wednesbury town, and we make the steel that's gonna bring you down. This is Wednesbury town. The airships came on droning through the silence, looking for the Mersey and the lights of Birkenhead. But they were much further south, and a boy with an open mouth looked up to see a dragon drifting softly overhead. Now when the faithful wedding played at Earp Street, No one knew they wouldn't see the last half of the play. From high above the town, a rain of death fell down, and 13 people never saw the ending of that day. This ain't Liverpool, this is Wednesbury town, and we make the steel that's gonna bring you down. This is Wednesbury town. Bombs were heard before the play restarted. Darkness filled the building and the silence turned to screams. Then the audience took flight and they poured into the night to see the fiery dragon that would haunt them in their dreams. Wednesbury town was burning in the darkness. 14 souls were lost in nearby Tipton town. Whole families disappeared. Children cried with fear, covering their heads because they couldn't bear the sound. This ain't Liverpool, this is Wednesbury town, and we make the steel that's gonna bring you down. This is Wednesbury town. Florence and Ellen Hill had found their father. Somehow they got separated as the crowd ran out. From high above Churchill, they watched the Zeppelin kill, and they took the time to wonder how this night had come about. Spare a thought from Mrs. Smith in Wednesbury. She left her home for moments to see what was going on. But when she turned around, a bomb had hit the ground. Her house was now in pieces and her family all were gone. This ain't Liverpool, this is Wednesbury town, and we make the steel that's gonna bring you down. This is Wednesbury town. High above the town the airship lingered, then turned away in silence and it headed on its way. And those left on the ground who lived in Wednesbury town were left with just a memory of that January day. 13 people's lives were now a memory, recorded in a book to show where they were laid to rest. But nothing now remains of those black country names who disappeared the night the navigator failed his test. This ain't Liverpool, this is Wednesbury town, and we make the steel that's gonna bring you down. On the fields of France we will end your dance with the tanks and the guns made with our bare hands. This is Wednesbury town, this is Wednesbury town, this is Wednesbury town.
Nice one, Pete. Nice one. And a true story, I think.
A true story indeed,
true story, yeah.
Which we'll get into in the studio.
We will. That's The Raid by Pete Kelly. Now, back to the studio. And that was indeed The Ray by Pete Kelly. And I have to say thank you very much, Pete, for being my guest.
And thank you, Derry. It's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed it.
It's been a good laugh, hasn't it? You've got to have a laugh when these things happen, haven't you? You know.
Lots of things.
Yeah, and no alcohol was involved.
No alcohol.
So it's good night from me.
And it's good night.